Hello, YouTube. This is your girl, Megan. Welcome back to the Hood Astro Queen. To all of my returning subscribers, however, if this is your first time on my channel today, be sure to hit that subscribe button because you know you want to. Once again, I want to thank everyone for all of the requests, all of the free reading submissions. I did not anticipate such an overwhelming outpour, and I really fuck with y'all. I really fuck with y'all. So what I did was I selected five free readings for the month of October, and I might just continue forward with doing just a few each month. However, if you really want a reading, I advise that you hit me up and we can actually book a reading because I always prioritize my paying clients first, okay? So thank you, and I love you guys to pieces. So with that being said, I gotta be messy because I had heard in the streets, word on the curb was Tank came out, and basically there was this article about a trans woman saying that she slept with Tank or something of the sort. But then I also remember, because it made a light bulb go off in my head, not too long ago Tank was on the Breakfast Club talking about getting his booty ate. Now, just a quick little disclaimer. I'm no prude. I am not modest. I'm not one of those people who are ew, sexually. I'm not a wet blanket, okay? I live, honey. I live. My Wendy Williams voice. But, I will say this. When he initially expressed that he enjoyed getting his butt ate, it did not make me feel like he was gay. And I know a lot of people felt like that from the onset because, a lot of people are not used to men kind of being very explorative in the bedroom and when it comes to their sexuality. That's not necessarily the makings of a gay man to me, that alone. However, okay, after hearing this trans woman come out and saying that she's dealt with him, and even since then, Tank has gone publicly to speak out against, well, not really against, but he's very opinionated and his opinions are trash. He has zero social awareness, but I remember him speaking out in reference to another gay man, and it's just every time you hear Tank, you hear gay, okay? You hear something about him being gay, or there's a story, or he's somewhere speaking up on behalf of gay people, but then saying he's not gay. It's just, look, y'all have to do the research for yourselves. I did not come that prepared, but I said all that to say I didn't really think anything of it until this accusation, because the accusation made me go pull up his birth chart. And once I looked at his birth chart, I was like, oh, baby, please don't go. Please don't go. My voice hasn't come back all the way, so I can't. But yeah, just real quick. Look at it. Look at this shit. As you can see on my video screen, like so, okay. Tank was born January 1st, 1976 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I didn't know people were actually from Wisconsin. No offense to all of my Wisconsin viewers. That just seems like a very obscure place for a black person to be from. But then again, what do I know? All right, so he is a Capricorn sun and moon. He actually has a Capricorn stellium. So he's a Capricorn sun, moon, and Mercury. All right, but here's the kicker. All right, he's a Gemini Mars, and that Gemini Mars can create bisexual tendencies all day because it's very duplicit in nature and very flexible. It can produce somebody who has a very flexible sense of sexuality, which is Mars, right? Your sexuality. And let's see the way that it's aspected. Oh, yes. Confirming exactly my suspicions to a T. His Mars is opposed to his Neptune, okay? Deception surrounding his sexuality. This could even point towards a sense of insecurity that he feels by way of his sexuality, right? And I mean, with him being a Capricorn stellium, especially having his moon in Capricorn, he is very, very concerned with reputation, making him somebody who's not going to be readily able to admit things that he feels like are going to hinder his career or have a detrimental impact on his career, because that's another theme of Capricorn, right? Career, your reputation, the way the world sees you, right? So these people don't really like to do things that they feel like are going to go against that. Also, he's a Scorpio North node, which, I mean, already kind of set him up for a life path that's very interesting, because Scorpio does deal with taboo. I mean, it's also the sign of sex as far as like the mechanics of sex, but it's also, like I said, it represents taboo activity. Like, I don't know, same sex relationships or having sexual relationships with the same sex. And to further bolster that point, his Venus is at the 29th degree of Scorpio, rather. That Venus at the 29th degree deals with third party situations, love triangles. This could deal with him cheating on his wife. I would even be inclined to believe he steps out, for some Bussy. Some nice little Bussy, I don't know if he's a top or bottom, but I know he likes to play. He likes to play that game. And Venus and Scorpio could also deal with the person who has a appetite for anal sex. Definitely explains his desire to get his butt ate. The anus Scorpio governs the anus. So it's very it's a hot spot, so to speak. And and then also his Black Moon Lilith, which, I like to call it Mars on crack. Okay, it's kind of like this more shadow side of ourselves that we tend to disown, but it carries a very, very sexual element to it. And it is at the 6th degree of Aries, squaring his moon and his sun, which could deal with an underlying attraction to males, masculine energy. And yeah, like I said, that Capricorn stellium is really I don't really see him admitting to it. He's gonna have to just get caught up to the point where there's no explaining it. There's no to the point where he can't even deny it anymore, because he's not gonna admit it. But it's okay, he doesn't have to admit it. We know you're a closet queen, sis. And I just had to be messy and share that with y'all. All right. So make sure y'all practice unconditional self-love so that you can love others. And until next time, I holla.